lanes in 2 straight games. They're going to find a way to make it work in the early game, and this Ramsey's Morphling, he's going to be the LeBron James on the court. He's going to, oh wait, he's going to lose 0-4 in the finals. I'm picking Liquid. I'm picking Liquid.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like I had to go with Liquid here, you know, and before I got on the analyst desk, you guys told me not to waver, not to be persuade, and I was going to choose Liquid before I got on here, so I got to stick with my gut.
All right. Okay. It's 3 out of 3. Can Jeremy Lin end the show with 100% prediction correctness? We'll find out as we head into game number 3. And I tell you what, there's another man who's excited of our broadcast team, loves the Drow Ranger. He's currently Mr. Toby1. Take it away, Toby.
She's a beautiful hero, but I think you fucked up, Jeremy. Like,
30 seconds remaining.
we really have.
Liquid's got this. What are you talking about?
Liquid's got this. Never underestimate Virtus Pro.
They would,
never. I like the idea, but they've got a lot of ways to control the Drow Ranger.
They would need something miraculous here. I think they got to crush the lanes. They need to force. They need to win the lanes so that they can find the team fights. Because, like Cap said, if this Liquid lineup gets any momentum going, they're unstoppable. But again, this. Not a free game, all right? Maybe 60-40, but the thing is, Liquid has such an easier time closing a game if they find a lead. VP really need to continue outplaying.
Like how Pasha just has to take so much damage. Just to yeah, okay. So celebration is in store for losing so much life, as well as both the bounty runes on the top lane. But you are right, but I know. I always worry about Drow Ranger when there's so many ways that she can be controlled and they can close the distance on her. So if Team Liquid does have this laning phase, I'm with you, 100%. But with the early nerfs to the Drow Ranger aura, I always question it just a little bit more.
It's just the Wind Ranger factor as well. We saw that game previously. Roger's hero damage was 400 behind #1 on his team. That hero outputs so much, even without a Drow aura, and I love the way they handled their lanes. You put 2 ranged heroes bottom to abuse the aura, you're going to be able to go toe-to-toe with the tri-lane of VP, and mid lane, Beastmaster has a significant damage advantage against Takunka. He'll do much better here than Mirana, so I really like the way Liquid handled this.
Yeah, he doesn't really give anything over to no one. It's like melee versus melee, but Mind Control's got the extra damage. He can go the inner beast and nothing but axes, so he's not going to feed anything over. This bottom lane has kind of just been going hammering at each other. Like GH, he's low on life and he knows it, but I don't think he really cares. He's doing 53 damage, combine that with the Orb of Venom, and that's the reason why they've managed to drag 3 heroes down to the bottom lane. I was mentioning to you during the draft, like I love a Drow Ranger lineup when you're able to create space for her and get it to level 6. And you're like, wow, there's no way VP can aggressively tri-lane against her. Against this dual offlane, yeah, you're right, 100%. Like, this is the nightmare start for VP. No way to contest the Drow Ranger's farm, no way to make her have to split experience too heavily. They need something that can force Liquid to worry.
Well, it's more they want to get their Morphling ahead at all costs. That's the hero that can actually take them through. Kunkka and the rest of the lineup can run around, effectively take 4-on-5 team fights, no problem, but the Morph needs a game, and he's actually a lot more susceptible to being aggroed on than a Drow. In fact, I think the Drow tri-lane from Liquid would handle this tri-lane of VP. Like, Morph is just so weak this early laning phase, but you can see they're already, it's pretty much trading down bottom. Even though it's 2-on-3, 5-4 versus 8-7, you'll take that if you're Liquid.
Pasha, you gotta be careful, man. Like, I know you got an entire creep wave there, and Dro's not level 6, but he's just dropping down so low. He's got no more consumables yet. He's trying to get the bottle up and running, but it's taking some time.
Yeah. But Tubman doing a great job, though, just maintaining lane pressure. I love how he chose to itemize as well, just immediately going for that Bandit Elven skin. He'll buy treads at some point, just increasing the damage output of his teammates around the map and ensuring he gets as many last hits as possible. But this is the Pango play, as the panel was saying. Very weak stats, not the greatest laner.
GH in trouble, netted it up. He's going to start his TP already. The waveform Ramses can spill first blood. They needed something out of this defensive tri-lane, and they got it. And it is the support, not the core.
It's a big kill. Thing is that the lane is pushing, though, so they don't have the easy camp either. Quite unfortunate. You're going to be just shoving right into Miracle Mirana. You have no real kill potential either for quite some time. Disruptor, obviously, in a tri-lane, you're not going to find the levels to actually lock down Miracle for 3-4 more minutes at least. And look at Kuro, Warlock comes down.
They're going up to Mind Control. Roger's going to come in with that Riptide, so Mind Control going to lose a lot of armor out of this. And Fairy Fire tries to stand his ground and fight. And that will not work. So second kill for Virtus Pro has arrived at bottom lane. Miracle, Kuro, and GH all chasing down after Solo. With the Fatal Bonds, difficult to survive. Ramses forced to waveform defensively back behind his own tower.
I really like that play from Liquid, especially because they did it as the creep wave pushed into them. So not only do they find a kill, they get 3 creeps fully denied because no one on VP is there to soak up XP. And up top, you've given Drow a lead. He's level 5. Pasha level 3. You can't do anything now if you're Pasha.
When Pasha goes for a jump like this, next time around, when Drode's level 6, he's dead. It's actually so hard to get away because you get the 2 points up in the cold arrows from Atom, and Ramsey's on the run. Once again, the Fatal Bonds is going to connect them together. Miracle looks for the arrow and connects. While they're killing Ramses, they're killing Solo. It's a 2-for-1 special. Solo has just enough life to survive to get back to the tower, but as Matumberman hides up in the tree line, they'll finally find him. Pasha and Roger dive. TP support, they're going to bring one in. It's going to be the Wind Ranger, and Roger and Pasha kind of got what they wanted. They're already pushing back. GH looking to try and fight. They've closed the distance, still on Drone Ranger. No point up in the Gust. That's the downside of the 203 build, but Roger, the amount of damage onto him is enough to find the kill. Waveform from Ramses. He'll arrive to bring down Matumberman as Pasha still clinging to life. GH will keep the chase going. Morphling, waveform in 2, 1, and Bounty. Now he could just walk it off.
You love this though if you're Liquid because you're put in a position where your carry is just going to completely crush the safe lane unless there's heavy rotation. VP make that happen, but Miracle got 2 free waves bottom. Now you're going to put Pango down here, but I don't think he's going to fare much better against Mirana. And in truth, I don't think Morphling can play top.
Mango.
Look at this.
Is there enough? Like, they're trying to wait until they're diving in with a creep wave underneath this tower. Shadow Word as well as Power Shot. GH goes down underneath the tower. I'm wondering if this is what they classify as too deep.
Maybe a little bit.
Oh, Ramsey's even coming back in. They're trying to give him the last hit. Waveform to get him into position. One more attack. Okay, someone just do it. They ensnare to hold him there and get the kill. Ramses will be shadow-worded up, but the Shrine will bring him back to full life. Meanwhile, Miracle had a little bit of fun on bottom lane, killing off Pasha.
Yeah, this is such a weak lane for. Like, look at the damage. He has 110 on the Mirana with a killer and a want. Just thanks to the Drow Aura, who has hit 6s, you've said, and it's at 6 minutes into the game. Like, this is incredible for your Mirana's laning prowess, and Pango really has nowhere to play, and yeah, you have some good kills for Ramses up top, but honestly, like, he needs 3 or 4 items before he can even face the Liquid lineup, and Drow is a counter to Morphling. He'll catch a silence in the mid game and just die.
I'm also wondering, too, like, how Matumberman builds this. You can see the buff up this coming in to like a hero like a Mirana. Do you actually amplify this up more? Do you go for the heavy agility items? You can still go Dragon Lance into Manta, and it's huge stat increase that he's able to share across the board. Ramsey's on the run into the trees. GH, mind controls. He's got Raw. He'll get it off before the glimpse is able to complete. And this means Morphling turns for an adaptive strike, but is still dead. Doesn't even have the 1 point up in silence, but able to utilize the Beastmaster.
It's a 16 CS Morphling at 7 minutes. And there's no real way to recover in this game because none of these lanes are safe for a Morphling. He wants to be babysat. He wants to have the sort of game that Matumberman had on Drow, but...
VP found themselves an opening. They'll commit everything, ship included. Oh, the shackle, GH, no way! Mind Control, the Fatal Bonds is up, so Mind Control will go down. No one's able to get the cleave off, but all this damage is being spilled out. All they have to do is just focus killing no one, and they get the kill onto Solo. Ensnare, Roger creates some more space. Kuro kept back out. GH has the power shot available, lines it up, will miss it. No one walking back down to the river to get his feet wet, and the shackle, it will not lash, not up to the trees. GH in once again, a little too deep. Pasha just gets the shield block off. Roger goes back in again for Kuro. GH is soloed the torrent. It won't connect. Pasha, he's got another jump in 10 seconds time to catch it, but now the rest of Liquid have rotated in towards the mid lane. They want to try and bring down this tower and bring back Virtus Pro.
Great rotation. Like the Drow shows up in the lane. Top was shoved. That tower's already down. Move towards mid.
You're going to take every single one now, right? Like every time a tier 1 tower falls, Dro goes to the other lane. Torrent is out. Miracle leaves, sees it from a mile away. And they'll get the extra. Conquer into Disruptor.
I'm telling you, man, this Wind Ranger hero,
he's a thing.
Already been a part of 8 out of 9 kills, and even though he's gone a little deep at times, GH making the plays.
It's that it's the sacrifice you're willing to make. We were discussing it previously with how great VP, especially Solo, is at this sacrificial support. But yeah, the same thing is happening from Liquid. Even if it's to death or not, it's creating so much space for the rest of the course to do work. And now you see Drow Ranger. Top tower is gone, mid tower is gone. Movement's coming to bottom. Yep. It's a systematic annihilation of VP buildings.
Yeah, and VP, like, their supports aren't 6, and they won't be for some time. You need them to be able to actually do anything around the map. You don't have the ability to take these team fights your draft is built for until your supports can get involved. Kunkka is not enough. Level 1X, like, sure, you can come down bottom, try and blow somebody up, but look.
Gust able to hit perfectly, and with the level 4 Starfall, that is one of the simplest kills you're going to see in this grand final.
Yep. And I like the movement. They saw the rotations coming. They sniffed them out, and in the meantime, just TP out. Kuro's still farming top. Drow backs away. Miracle.
Yeah. Drow's got a triple camp to farm. You're not losing any time.
No. And they're going to continue to outfarm just because of how their heroes accelerate. They are a mid-game lineup. VP's Morphling, he needs 2 or 3 items before he's even relevant, let alone actually superior to his counterparts on Liquid.
All right, so how does VP deal with this now? Like, you said they needed a miracle. Let's talk about miracles. Obviously, not the Liquid one.
And I don't want to say that this game is over and done with, but they have to ensure they mirror the map, get the supports involved, try and just stop the bleeding. If you'd like to, you want that top or mid tower as Liquid goes for this bottom one, but I just don't think it's possible because Liquid's doing such a great job of shoving lanes. Look at mid. Naga forced to just catch this creep wave far on his side of the river. Up top, Kuro just shoving here. And in the meantime, Mirana, Drow hitting bottom tower already. Total map control. The ward as well on the bottom shrine. Like, they have already created a crease that they're keeping VP in, dominating over 70% of the map 10 minutes into the game.
And it's a wonderful performance, not gonna lie. But I try and stay optimistic 10 minutes into a game. Let's not call GG straight off, even though the panel was very certain it was a good draft for Team Liquid. This Drow Ranger lineup is always a difficult thing to try and stop. And it's not like it really stops momentum, right? Because you look at the lineup when you have a Drow. Like normally you say...
He did? Oh, he got the shift off. Otherwise, that might have been a kill. Well played by Mind.
They can turn around. Going to go after the Beastmaster. X marks spot. Will pull Mind Control back into the Torrent. And they will team up 3 heroes. Avoid the Axes. Avoid the damage. Avoid losing the Courier. And killing Mind Control. Yeah. Meanwhile, Shackle in mid. GH, he's got 2. Getting caught inside the wall. Solo has glimpse available. GH knows he cannot walk away from this one. The Thunderstrike just kept giving him the extra vision. And no one, X mark, Rock. Okay, maybe he can. The support is there. GH gets pulled back in, so it's a 1-for-1 trade-off. Kuro can be at the ultimate, but now friends have arrived. They got the Gust over on the Naga, so Song of the Siren was not an option for Virtus Pro as they retreat to their tier 2.
Yeah, really well played, and that's the benefit of killing these towers. You kill the tier 1 bot, shove that in, all of a sudden it's an easy connection. You have 2 cores that all of a sudden pincer what was a good start of a fight for VP just turns into a trade.
We're going with the normal build up for the Drow Ranger. Dominator build and instantly finds an Alpha Wolf, so damage increase going through the roof. Meanwhile, Boat on Kuro. With the Swashbuckle, they jump forward, chasing after Kuro into the Rolling Thunder. Pasha keeps the stun going. He needs to bounce back over towards GH, but GH moves around so quick with the Wind Run. Pasha's Rolling Thunder wears off. But thanks to Solo, are able to hold him in with the kinetic field. And Pasha hides in the trees, dodging those range axes and power shots.
Keep in mind, though, VP, you saw there the strength of that Pango Rolling Thunder. They always have the ability to win a team fight if they get the Song combo off. Maybe an X boat and 2 or 3 heroes. They have that AoE power. It's just that they're going to be playing the game effectively 4-on-5 for the next 10 minutes because Morph still really isn't a hero in the game. In fact, I'm so impressed that he's managed to keep pace with the opposing cores on Liquid, considering just how poor the start of his game was. But that's just Ramses.
Yep. It's also because they try to give him the space. Like, he's managed to find 3 kills. A lot of this came later in the game too. And then they give him the space on top lane to find that farm. While Miracle may look for a nice long-range arrow, it's the bottom lane that's being pressured. It's the tier 2 tower that VP are smoked up behind. They're sending the illusions out from Naga.
Yep.
Great way to scout.
He's smoked as well with Song ready. Disruptor level 6 as well. This is the sort of window VP could take a fight, pick off 2 or 3 right away. No Golem available either.
Yep. Without that rock, Song of the Siren, do you want to let it rip? You're in a good position. Mind Control, the smoke's going to break right on top of the Observer Ward. Roger watching Mind Control walk away, so ensnare to begin with. They need a little bit more of a jump. They need more vision. Solo just doesn't have it. They cannot glimpse Mind Control back into a bad position. And now Mirana will TP over. Morphling is still on top lane farming.
Yep, I like that.
And they're going to smoke as well.
Like that decision a lot. You cannot take this fight 4-on-5. Bring your Mirana.
Moonlight Shadow
Get the
come
Naga.
underneath the Sentry Wards. Naga Siren's the first one. She's the one that's meant to help the disengage, while the Shackle from GH will not land. Pasha trying to bounce away with the shield crash. GH coming underneath the tower a little bit too deep, and Wind Run on cooldown. So Rolling Thunder from Pasha goes to work. He's so low on life. I'm not certain you want to go back into this fight. Turns left, but Miracle has the damage from range. Now Wavebomb forward. The Disrupt the Storm is perfect from Solo. Miracle, he leaps, but the Starfall, he actually does go down. Ramses managed to hit him from long range, but the rock from Kuro back off cooldown. No jump away from Ramses. He'll turn, actually, yeah, he will. He'll turn into Mirana. Has a leap of Babel, has a second one, has a third one. This the bouncing cat. Oh, what? Bullshit! He hit him from range. The axe has reached that far.
Oh, he got cocky. His team's distracting him. They're spamming the chat wheel already like he's out of dodge. Great axes from Mind Control, but at the end of the day, that's a little bit of a miscue from Ramses, although I can't believe he made it out. That was the boat buff coming into effect. He is so tanky with the rum on him.
Oh my god. Roger just misses the ensnare on the TP out hero too. And they get the glimpse.
Yep.
Mind Control called out, so Virtus Pro, they'll find themselves yet another kill. That fight on bottom lane was still amazing for them. Like, you never want to underestimate like what Solo can do on Disruptor, or Solo can do in general as far as control and fights go, and it was wonderful for him. Arrow for Miracle will miss.
Not only do you have the glimpse this game, but you've got the X as well.
X marks going into the boat. One more attack should do it. They'll give it to Pasha. Much needed money.
This is the one. This is the thing. VP's reach is incredible. You have X and glimpse. You're always going to find these exit kills, and there's nobody on Liquid that can really frontline. They're all trying to be evasive, mobile, out farm, find skirmishes, but their team fight is still a bit weak. And GH, for like the third time this game, going in way too far. I mean, we can watch in the replay, but GH has already died a while ago, and this is the Mirana escape, or should I say the Morphling escape, where he wands the tread swap. Here come the axes. His team distracts him, and then all of a sudden he just continues walking straight back, ends up catching, though. I don't know if he could have dodged.
It was...
He was just as surprised as we were.
What? It was maximum range you could hit with this.
Still, though, I mean, Morph's back in this.
Morph's back in this, but now Ranger hits level 2 in the marksmanship. The damage continues to increase. You're now looking at plus 54 damage for all range heroes on the map.
And you can see the items coming up for Miracle. He's got the Dragon Lance, queued up Maelstrom and BKB, and that's the critical item because this Kunkka will crush through every single team fight, specifically because he can just X the Mirana. There's nothing you can do if you're Miracle. You're just going to tank that full combo straight to the face, and then in the meantime, the rest of the draft can just finish you off. Same with Glimpse. Like, it's a very difficult Mirana game until he has more items.
Thank you for moving no one. The arrow actually wouldn't have hit it. Stand perfectly still. Matumba, GH, and Kuro all got a 3-man smoke up next to the tier 1 tower. It's invasion time.
This is still tough. Again, you have so many heroes. You need to deal with the Naga and also fear the Kunkka, because if this boat hits on 2 or 3, you're in trouble. You want this initial pickoff. I like the ward. They're going to set up.
Yep.
Don't allow VP to take possession of the tower where TPs become effective.
Kunkka's visible with that double damager in the shackle, combining with the rock, and they're going to get the huge fight of Bonsong at the Siren from Roger trying to reset it, but it's already too late. 2 heroes down. Solo can be walked away back to safety. Roger. Oh no! Again! The range power shot! You'd be dead!
Dude, and that's 30 seconds of window where you can just go high ground. You have a wolf.
Oh my god, they got the rock just sit in the front lines for him and tank it. Kunkka has to fight back. Torrent trying to delay the attack. He can lead it onto Miracle. The boat is up. They can try and slow it down, but the tier 3 tower is gone. We're 18 minutes in. This is the dream scenario for a Drow Ranger. You're able to beat into a melee Rax, turn on the aura, and just go nuts. There goes your melee. No one. He's throwing stuff, but I don't know what he's throwing. Right now, it's just like throwing feathers at Liquid. They're padding their pillow for a deep night slumber. They turn, look for a fight. Matumba caught inside the storm. GH is outside of it, looking for the perfect shackle line or power shot. He'll miss everything in the rolling thunder from Pasha. Really effective, but then again, so is the leap in from Miracle. The attack speed increase right after Solo. Even with the Drow Ranger dead, they've got the extra damage. Ramses tries to get something in return, and he will find it. It'll be the Beastmaster, but then again, Wind Ranger, Wind runned up, wants to keep the run going. No shield crush. Roger, so low on life, able to actually get a little bit of a mirror image. Buy some more time, but Miracle still finishes the job. That was a dieback as well from the Naga.
So well played by Miracle. He lands the arrow on the teleport. No response possible from Roger.
Miracle, he's gone back in again. Misses the arrow completely. You shouldn't have praised him. The curse is real. Kuro will die as well. Ramses wants to go for more. Need to slow down GH. The shield crushes off cooldown in 2 seconds time. GH with the power shot. Ramses and Pasha, they're still connected with the Fatal Bonds. They need the vision on GH, the leap forward, and they got it. There's your glimpse. Solo pulling back GH. The shackle won't latch. A triple kill for Ramses. He is now #1 in the net worth, but they have no bottom lane of racks.
That's about the best you can hope for, though, if you're VP. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't just take the melee and get out. You can ditch one, your Drow die, but in the meantime, Morano's like leaping into base, and then he does it again. Got away with it once, but they force a bunch of buybacks. Now it's still, VP really hasn't got their chance to actually take a set-up team fight. That was a great move from Liquid. They place the ward, they take possession of that hill, and then start the fight 7 seconds before VP's aware of it, but if you take a bad fight in the pit and you lose Aegis, all of a sudden this Morphling becomes a real issue. But for now, you still have a dominating lead. But you just got to keep it going. You're a Drow strat. Keep the pace high.
They're looking for it. They Moonlight Shadow to try and invade into the northern side of VP. No one's already using X marks to spot Miracle. Okay, Mind Control will just roar and Miracle's waiting. Come back to me, come back to me. He came back to him. And the Song of the Siren is good from Roger. He can get a 3-man waveform, but it's Solo. He needs the Storm and the Wall, and he's got both of them. The Rolling Thunder through, then the waveform. Miracle will die so quickly, and they'll get as well Mind Control. Running off to the side, they turn back over towards Matumba, and they'll let Roger take care of the Beastmaster over on the side, while the main fight, they're looking for the big one. It's Matoma, the shackle from GH, it latches, but only on the Pango. He had 18 stacks of the crush, so took almost no damage, and GH, glimpse, come on back! GH will go down, and into Roshan, VP will go! They have to buy back, they have to try and contest this.
And you can't take these fights yet if you're Liquid. You have no BKBs. This Song combo, whoever gets caught is going to go down. Now the cooldowns, I like the buyback. You can't give up Rosh here if you're Liquid. Your lead is not substantial enough, and an Aegis Morphling could just turn things around.
And they need that Aegis to push high ground too, right? Like you're not looking for just like another tier 2 or tier 3 town. You're looking to claim another racks.
Yep, you need this Aegis because you still can't fight into Song until BKBs. This buys you the time to get there and the freedom to maybe take out these shrines, add to your lead, secure a bit more map control. That's why you can't count VP out.
Yeah. Wow. That's a great lesson, Kyle. That's a great lesson. Around the middle, around Roshan, Liquid, all very much grouped up. Virtus Pro, they got Storm off cooldown, 13 seconds time. Solo just trying to make sure there's no vision from Liquid, but they've got the wards on the cliffside. Kuro will de-ward it straight away, reveals where his ops is, but they won't care when they have the Aegis in their hands. And it is in the hands of Miracle. It will not go into the hands of the Drow.
But there's no Song. You cannot fight if you're a VP. Naga now level 12, so this next song will only be the 2-minute cooldown.
So Liquid just pushed. They got 1 minute to go up. That's going to be difficult when Fortification will buy more time. But Roger, oh god, this is a huge pick. He's underneath the Dire Observer ward. That's where they had the sentry before. The shackle doesn't latch onto Roger. Miracle, hard to get an arrow when the creep wave's going to be there, so he'll just leap. And Roger dodges. Keep the movement moving into the base, but the power shot from GH cannot dodge that.
Really well played by Liquid. Immediate invis, hunt on their ward. That's what sets up the kill on Roger. They place another one as they pack.
That's quick. And that's going to be quicker. Ace Grim bottled up. And the mech build up from Pango. All about sustain for his team.
The big item is going to be Ramses' BKB. As soon as he picks that up, he'll at least be able to enter a fight and not be incredibly fearful of just catching a stun or a silence.
Pango's got to stop playing underneath these Dire Observer wards. They're everywhere, of course. But he needs some freedom.
Yeah, I love the vision from Kuro. So many wards. He just placed 2 or 3 in the last couple of minutes. This one on the high ground hill is going to fade, but he placed that one to the left that we just looked at.
Radiant's middle tower
And then
is
2
under
more
attack.
up on the Radiant Ancient.
Dire's top
I'm liking this from Pasha. He just cleans up the wave on top. They're forced to fortify Team Liquid. It helps because their creep wave can stay alive underneath the tier 2 tower, but it's trying to keep that tier 1 tower alive on the top and not give any extra cash, because it may mean the difference between Morphling having a BKB and Morphling having 2 pieces of it.
He's not on top of things.
At least when the fight starts for Liquid. But it hasn't. They're moved over to Shrines.
Yep, I like this. You can get the tier 2s for free. Going high ground against this lineup of VP is very difficult, and they've already demonstrated maybe too much willingness to dive past the tier 3s, and that can get you heavily punished against this Disruptor Naga Pango lineup. And again, not forgetting the Kunkka. Drum's Armlet now, Pasha, as well with the mech and the blink. He's going to go Crimson Guard next, an incredibly key item against Liquid. You need Greaves and Crimson. As soon as those items are picked up, Morph with his next DPS item after BKB, that's where things start to shift for VP, because all of a sudden Liquid's damage output just isn't there. Look at how valuable the Crimson Guard is going to be in this game. Mirana, Beast, Drow, Wind Ranger, it's the most... You can't ask for more if you're thinking about buying this item.
I was really fearful for VP just saying that there was smoke on top of the Dire Observer Ward, the one that Liquid left behind after they ganked up on bottom lane. That one little obs could have seen everything, but they did see him go north.
This is the right move from Liquid, though. It's measured aggression. You need the BKBs. Like I said, you can't actually contest the Naga Song until you pick these up. You're going to bottle a DD on Miracle's Mirana. He's going to have his BKB in about 300 gold. Drow has just finished his. You still have Aegis for another 2 minutes. And you can see Miracle just farming up. They're going to get the bounty runes. They're going to probably be able to control all 4. That's going to be a huge influx of gold.
They can move down towards the shrine. They know the minions are attacking it, but they're wondering if Mind Control's nearby too. They need a little bit of extra vision on that hillside to grab him. The dust comes out from Roger. The Mind Control, as you glimpse, cancels off the TP. And Mind Control will be rooted and brought down. That's a good kill in for Ramses. Has the BKB, didn't have to use it, but now it's an extra 1,000 gold after completing the BKB.
That's a big pickoff, though, because it removes the timing for Liquid to just easily push with the Aegis. Now you're going to have more of a clock. 41 seconds on the respawn, 1 minute 20 on Aegis. This one might just have to be squandered. You don't want to take a fight without one.
All right, so top lane, Kunkka's finally getting a little bit of extra space. Matumberman is well inside the jungle. Putting that Kunkka back into something a little bit more relevant. Closer towards the Beastmaster. Dodge the gust. Get the hell out. I thought for a moment like he had more damage than what he had. Hence this fight could have made a little bit more sense. And Solo's looking for some vision. They're looking for the glimpse. Blink forward from Pasha. Goes for the dust and then gets gusted back. Already able to swashbuckle away to safety.
BKBs, though. You're very hesitant to initiate onto Matumberman now. He gets that BKB off, all of a sudden, a turnaround potential.
They backed off too once they realized that GH was underneath the Sentry Ward. The Moonlight Shadow wasn't the cover they were really hoping it would be. Someone needs to go bottom. This is the Thorn and VP side. Rather large creep wave, and then of course Drow Ranger just clicks Aura.
Yep.
and the push is real. When range creeps, range Raxes actually do mean a lot more for Team Liquid. Especially if you can get momentum in the creeps.
Yep, you're going to get the bottom shrine. So again, Liquid not really getting anything more than what they should be taking. They get both shrines. They took all 4 bounty runes at 25 minutes. So their lead has grown from about 7,000 when they took that Roche to now 10. But again, VP, they know what their window is.
Yep, that experience is pretty damn close though. Like it's sitting at like 700, 800 experience difference.
It's just the nature of having a Drow lineup plus a Beastmaster. All 3 of these cores can farm incredibly effectively. We've got second item Maelstrom on a Wind Ranger who had a great start. They're not only farming the lanes, they're also getting all of VP's jungle, whereas VP, you can see even right now, sitting 5 heroes in base. They're going to smoke behind the Morphling, but they want to get some semblance of map control, and they know Aegis has just faded.
Yep, and they got the Blink Dagger on the Naga. This is that initiation jump that they're looking for, and they're so grouped up, Team Liquid. This is what enables that Solo to just do his thing, but Naga Siren, they don't have any information on the hillside, so it will be a blind song into jump, and that's not something they want to do. So they glimpse back the Warlock. Song of the Siren is out. Pasha already started the Rolling Thunder, and maybe now they're trying to work out who they go on. The Storm never came down, so Kura got his rock, and Fatal Falls off. Not to mention GH's position. The Shackle was superb. And they get the power shot out too. Ramses, he wanted to do a whole bunch of damage in this fight, but nothing happens. He just turns into GH, tries to run away, and the Storm and Wall used defensively. This is not the dream for Virtus Pro. Kunka's in trouble. Miracle attacking from the side. He's low on life and then gets pulled back away. Staying alive with the one charge as GH is a triple kill. He's looking for the quad. No one's inside the base. The roar is up. The power shot's there. They give it to him and GG, well played. Team Liquid take the fight. No buybacks on VP. No hope. And Team Liquid are 2-1 now in this grand final.
He's a GH power shot. He got the talent. It just killed Ramses. I think that fight's probably already settled, but at the same time, when your hard carry goes from 50% HP to nothing in the space of 1 second, what do you do? Great. Another draft victory from Liquid. They played fantastic. I love their itemization, but in truth, they had a script to victory. And it's always easier when you're playing at this level, you know, 2, if not